Proper setup of your GreenStar 2 2600 or GreenStar 3 2630 display is key to having a successful planting season. In this video, we will walk through the correct setup for planting documentation. First, click on the menu button at the bottom right-hand corner. From the menu, choose GS3 GreenStar. On the right-hand side, select the G or Resources button. On this page, you need to make sure that your client, farm, and field are all filled out correctly for the location you are in. Set your task to planting and ensure that your crop season is the current year. It's important to note that both your crop type and your crop season are recorded with your planting documentation data in other areas, so you do not need to include them in your client, farm, or field name, as this can clutter up your data and make it difficult to go back and look at previous years. You can fill out the operator section if you would like, but it is not required. Next, go to the H or Equipment tab. On this page, make sure that you are on the first tab titled Machine. Your machine type should say Tractor and be grayed out, as the display is detecting the machine controller. Fill in your machine model and machine name, and ensure that your connection type is correct. In the center of the screen, select the button that says Change Offsets. This screen will show you a picture diagram as well as word description for each of the 4 GPS offsets for your tractor. You need to make sure to measure these every year before you hit the field to ensure that they are correct, as they can affect your auto track and section control functionality. Once you have measured and entered in your 4 offsets, click Accept. Underneath the Change Offsets button is a grayed out box that says Auto with recording source above it. Depending on your tractor and planter setup, you may have to enter in a manual recording source, but for most applications, you will see the grayed out Auto box. On the top of the page, select the tab that says Implement 1. On this page, similar to the Machine tab, you will have the first box, Implement Type, grayed out with planter written in it. This is again because the display is detecting a controller on the planter. Underneath, make sure to fill out your implement model and implement name in the white drop-down boxes. In the center of the page, select the button that says Change Offsets. The same as with the tractor, you need to make sure to measure your planter offsets each year before you start planting. There is both a picture and word description to help you in your measurements. Once you have filled in all of your offsets, click Accept. At the bottom of the page, click the button that says Change Widths. On this page, you need to ensure that your implement width and row spacing width are correct. If you are in an operation where you want your auto track to be a little bit closer together or farther apart, you can adjust your track spacing. But most of the time, you want to make sure that your implement width and track spacing are matching. Towards the bottom of the page, make sure that your physical width is correct as well. Once you have verified all of your width measurements, select Accept. On the right-hand side of the screen, select the button that says I or Document. On this page, you want to make sure that you only have 2 tabs along the top of the screen, no matter what operation you are performing. You should always have the New tab, as well as a tab for the operation you are currently doing. For us, it is planting or seeding. In the center of the page, select the white drop-down box for seed type. For this example, we are going to select corn, but you can see that there are several different seed type options available. On the left-hand side of the page, select Add Variety. On this page, You can either enter new brand and variety information, or you can select a brand and variety that you brought in with your setup file. Once you have selected your brand and variety, select Accept. You can now see that the color associated with variety Y is spread across my entire planter. If you are only planting one variety, you can stop at this step. If you are planting more than one variety, just continue clicking the Add Variety button and filling in the information for as many varieties as you need. Once you have entered all of your varieties, for this example, we are only planting 2, you can see at the bottom that our planter section bar graph has updated to show the 2 different colors. If you need to adjust these, you can click the Assign Variety to Rows button. This will allow you to select a variety as well as the starting and ending row. Once you hit Next, you can see that it jumps to your second variety, where you can again verify the starting and ending rows. Once you have verified this information is correct, select Accept. You have now properly set up your GreenStar display for planting documentation.